Family, look at this right here. Okay, so first of all, I'm cleaning my room. You feel me? A lot of trash bags over there. Y'all probably gonna think I'm disgusting, whatever. It's a lot of trash bags over there. And then I'm just literally just uh, organizing certain stuff, right? But I'm really preparing my life, family, just to move and elevate. And I want to inspire y'all, family, that whenever y'all about to move to the next level in life, sometimes you're going to be in a place that feels like a fog. You know what I'm saying? It's going to feel like a fog because nobody's going to tell you, right? A lot of y'all 20, 21, 25, nobody's going to tell you, hey, you're about to upgrade. Your life is about to upgrade. I'm somebody who's been through different phases in my life, so I know when something's about to pop off or when something is just like at a standstill. The key of life is to have motion in life. You know, motion runs the world. Communication is motion. Frequency is motion. Energy is motion. And so you're at a certain period, a certain step in your life, a certain chapter. And what you'll notice is that the more of a busybody you are, the more that you're going to be able to rule. You're going to be able to rule your life. You know what I mean? I also really was trying to be a lifestyle coach. You know, I talk about being a lifestyle coach. A part of being a lifestyle coach is not just fitness. You know, you see the typical stuff people tell you, the health, fitness, dating, things like that. But one of the biggest gray areas that people don't talk about, which I'm very into, is lifestyle design. You know what I'm saying? And that has to do with your house. Like, you know, just the design in your life, it has to do with every little thing. Uh, um, I got a bed over to my right, and my bed looks a little, but I'm not gonna show you my bed, whatever. But uh, I got about 12 items in my room. Like if I move 6 items, literally half the room is gone, like literally. So, but there's nothing really in here for real, for real. But I'm looking at this mirror on the wall, family. This mirror on the wall. This is a mirror right here. You know what I'm saying? And one thing, family, I noticed is that this is my mom's mirror. See, so let me explain what I mean when I'm talking about what I'm talking about. My mom also bought these blinds. You know, it looks a little crazy up there. That's fine, whatever, whatever. But she bought this. So I made it up in my mind about maybe last year when I was going through a lot of enmeshment. You know, I talk about narcissism a lot. Enmeshment means you and somebody. It could be financial, emotional, mental. It's a lot of different enmeshments where you and somebody has an entangled situation. And I would notice that my mom would pose as help a lot. Because at one point she was pure help as a mother. But there would be things. So, for instance, when I moved into this house, and this became my room right here, I didn't have too many items. I was trying to build on myself. I was trying to do things. But I noticed like, yo, you really don't got no money like that. So finances has always been a hole in my game. I never, because I used to like do my little hustling or whatever, but I used to just be young. So I used to just do it to buy pizza. I used to have a girlfriend. So I'd be like, I could buy Chinese food and pizza and just chill with my girl. Like it's not nothing serious. I was young. I was in school. And that street life wasn't never really for me, in my opinion. You know, it could be for anybody if you put your mind to it, but it's not something I really see myself wanting to be like a great at it. So like what I'm only giving y'all that backstory to catch y'all up to today on how I never actually created that perfect unenmeshment with my family members. You know what I'm saying? Going from a boy to a man. And as far as a lot of y'all women going from a girl to a woman, a lot of y'all have smooth transitions because y'all go into these schools and these colleges and y'all actually do what y'all got to do. A lot of us young men, and this is what's going on with the world, in my opinion, right now, as far as, I turn this to dating right now. Women like a man who's in charge. They like a man who's a leader. They don't like a man who's a follower. They don't like to be telling a man what to do. but they'll do it as a test, you know what I'm saying, of how much of a man you are. But that line should never be blurred. That line should always be a line in the sand. But little things. Let's start with that. Like whenever I try to clean up my life, I always start with the little things. So I look at this. I look at the blinds. I say, okay, the blinds is first of all, let's not get it twisted. This is my mom's house. So first of all, nothing matters. But as long as I'm here, family, the thing that does matter to me is that her stuff is separated from my stuff that I actually feel like I have some rights to. I'm gonna be 100 with y'all. Technically, in my true of mind, like my truest mind, nothing in here is mine. I bought that book bag with my own eBay money 4 or 5 years ago. That North Face book bag over there. I actually bought that. A lot of these things in here though, I bought under her, I want to say like permission in a way, because like she helped me get a car. Every time I tried to get a car, I will always say, Mom, can you help me get this car? Or she'll just be like, you want to get this car? So it was a lot of that going on. And all of that, family, is called enmeshment, financial enmeshment. The reason why I bring financial enmeshment to y'all, because most 99% of the therapists out there, they only talk about emotional enmeshment. You caring what people think, you feeling what people feel, you letting people persuade you and talk you into stuff. This world we live in is monopoly, family. And so it starts with your feelings and your emotions and your energy, but then it also goes into other things. But the first thing first, you got to look at the little things, and you got to do a timeline examination and say, hey, when I was, you see how I was able to look at my book bag over there and, oh, I really bought that. And I really bought that with my own willpower. See, school, family, school is beautiful. A lot of us take school for granted because we're young and we're not thinking. But school is to literally separate you from your parents eventually. College, school. When you hit 18, that's the moment where you're supposed to make a split decision. Most people who have fathers are going to make it through that phase. A lot of young people like myself who really didn't know get caught into this bog of school versus after school, right? After school was funner than school, obviously. It's associated with a release. Recess, I always loved recess. I always loved lunch. Oh yeah, but time to go to lunch. You go to lunch, then you go to recess. Now we back in class. But luckily, we get out of school, I'm going home, and then I can have more recess. And so it was like that pattern recognition to my soul always made me feel like tied in. And I didn't like that feeling. I like to be free. Now, me being a free person, free soul, whatever you want to call it, has done damage because of my inability to see longevity in situations, my inability to plan further down the road. As a man, as a leader, or as an adult in general, you learn to think about not just the present, but the past and the future. And how can you get to the future in a positive manner? But I look at this mirror today, family, and don't be afraid to look around your house or your room and just ask yourself, where does this belong in my eyesight, in my view? And not only does it belong in my view, but this is still my mom's house. So it doesn't matter. But I know I took my energy and said, Mom, let's put this mirror on this wall. And it's her mirror. And it's her wall. So it doesn't matter technically if it comes off the wall. But to me, it matters, right? Because it signifies to me that, hey, why did I take my energy and put it into something that had nothing to do with me? Now, look, found this tool in the kitchen. You feel what I'm saying? I like this tool. It's a little baby hammer or whatever. But Literally, it comes with some doohickeys down here, whatever you want to call that. And the one that I'm using right now is this. I had to go in the kitchen and find this though. The handy dandy toolbox, whatever. And this right here, my friends, probably can't see it that well, but it is a screwdriver. So I was trying to just pull this off the wall. Excuse me, I look crazy. I was just trying to pull this off the wall simply, family. I was just simply trying to pull this off the wall. And I noticed that it wouldn't just pull off the wall. Excuse my lights too. The lights is just crazy over there. They won't let me change the light either. So, but most of 99% of the stuff I bought in my life, family, I say was under my mom's like jurisdiction. And the reason why I say that is because I didn't start buying stuff besides that book bag. I'm talking like my clothes. Like I started trying to blossom basically. And the blossom was, in my opinion, it was a fake blossom. It was a pseudo blossom because everything was mommy supported. That's why I say school and college is like that's where you're supposed to get your, or, places like YouTube, the army, uh, other like, it's places and programs is what I'm trying to say. But your mom can't be, because like I went to Job Corps. I'll tell you that I went to Job Corps like 4 years ago. And just different phases in my life, different timeline points in my life where I say to myself, like, bro, you really had opportunity. You just was young. Even people who sell weed out here, like, I know friends who took that and they really blossomed. I had a friend who went to the army. You know what I'm saying? I had a friend who right now he works in the hospital. And so what I'm saying is no matter the lane, because I used to play basketball too. My friend that worked in the hospital, one time he came to one of my games. He was like, yo, this is your way out, bro. Because I did good at the game or whatever. And I'm like, okay, I hear you. And it was my way out. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of black people way out. But that doesn't, you know what I'm saying? God works in mysterious ways, family. And you got to know what you love to do. Because if I would have listened to people, I would have been doing this basketball stuff. My grandfather signed me up for basketball. And don't get it twisted, I like basketball. But I'm not going to allow my life to be determined by another human being. Whether they like what I'm doing or they hate what I'm doing. See, a lot of y'all going to struggle with YouTube because y'all going to look at the comment section. I am too, but I'm not going to allow that to penetrate my world the way I would have as a young person. So then the survival of my videos are higher because I'm going to keep posting no matter if you like it or not. But what I'm saying is as I take this, you got to start to work on your life. That's the whole message of this video, really. Like, y'all probably, I made it up. This is why I was confused, family. I'm like, yo, last year I made up in my mind that I'm a minimalist. That means I'm only going to have minimal stuff in my house. I want to live out of a truck. I want to live out of trucks. Like, I want to like design trucks that people could live out of. And I made this all up last year. And I'm like, well, obviously you can't do nothing like that without no money. I'll tell you, last year I worked at, when I was down south, I worked at the mall. And I was trying to go and find a truck that I could buy. Because I knew when I lived with my roommates, I was like, I live with my roommates, but if I could just get away sometimes and go in my truck, I would be so happy. Like, because I'll go back in the house and they'll be like, oh, he's, and I had females down south, bro. So I would have been really just out. I would have been out the crib a lot. Like, and that matters, family. Like, that matters, bro. Everything matters, bro. See, I'm the guy who treat everything like it never mattered. Like, that's how I used to live my life. Like, I got a girlfriend. Okay, so I got a job. Okay. I get used to things real quick, but it's a reason for that, family, because we're not meant to work a 9 to 5 in the first place. And uh, not to say we're not meant to go through it, but we're not meant to stay in it. And it be like that. You know what I'm saying? Life is like an Easter egg hunt. You know what I'm saying? You're never gonna get what you want just because. So I'm unhooking and unhinging these right now, as y'all can see. This tool puts in work. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? There's other doohickeys in here. I also had some spray that I found in there that I had bought when I had the truck. I was doing Uber Eats down here. I had a truck and I had to buy some spray for my car. One spray changed the whole atmosphere. And I'm like, okay, say I don't take this trash out. I'm like, let me take my spray back because when I went down south, when I went down south last year, I had to leave the truck down here because the truck broke down right before I left. And I be thinking that be signs from God, family. I like when y'all comment and let me know what y'all think, but I think that be signs from God like, hey, your mom helped you buy this. You're a grown man. Your life is trying to blossom, but I'm trying to show you that you can't really go forth while your mom is assisting you. So it'd be little signs like that. Then the car just broke down, stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, cool. But I'm always now, I've matured to a point where I'm looking for my own bag. Like I'm always looking for my own money, my own bag. Like, because I noticed the one thing people kept pulling over my head was, hey, get a job, get a girlfriend, do this, do that. And people would tell me what to do, but they couldn't tell me because if it's not a fit, then it's not a fit. And I don't think they understood that. You know, they'll look at the rest of the grandkids or they'll look at the rest of whatever. Like, why is this person flying and this person is not? And it's like, nah, bro, like we just two different people. I got different ideas, different goals. You feel what I'm saying? And my mom and me, I think we had an enmeshed energy. Like since I was a kid, my mom always seen me as her only boy. So I noticed she would always look at me highly, wide-eyed over my sister, like, and my sister would be mad at that. And that'd be like something I would notice all the time, like, damn, this is sucks because the love that I'm getting from my mother is literally making my sister, my older sister, feel a certain type of way. And that is something that's traumatizing to her. So then technically I can't just vibe in this. But then it also is kind of corrupt because even though parents can like another kid over another kid, I mean, it happens. But it is kind of corrupt because it's like, you can't do that. You feel what I'm saying? It's not righteous. You feel what I'm saying? So in one way, I felt my sister a lot on that. You feel what I'm saying? But what am I going to do? I'm younger than my sister. It's my first time on planet Earth. I don't know. I can't speak up and say nothing about that. I didn't know. You feel me? It's just, you know. But as I've grown older, like I said, I think that has kind of made me and my mom closer than we were supposed to be, because I was a young boy, but I couldn't really. It would have took a father figure to be in the house to split that bond up like that, because the mom going to automatically cling to the son. And then the son going to be like, well, I love my mom, so there's nothing I could do about that. And then it's just going to be one of them situations where until my mom get an actual man that she loves and a boyfriend that it can, because I had girlfriends, right? I had girlfriends, but it still felt like my mom and me and my mom's relationship would kind of spoil the situation. And they talk a lot about that online. I know a lot of y'all see a lot of situations like that online. They talk about how narcissistic mothers will mess up their sons' relationships on purpose and da 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 da. And I never looked into that too much. But I did notice that when me and my ex was breaking up, it was just like my mom was like in the situation, lodged into it, and like, Mom, can you help me get her back? Da da da. I was doing mad soft stuff, you know what I'm saying? I'm way older now and stuff, like more mature, but I was like running to Mom for it and stuff like that. And I was allowing my mom and my girlfriend to be close, but it was like fake close because they wasn't really close. Like, all because I was young. I was 18 or 17. I ain't had my own crib. Still was trying to finish school. I ain't know what it was meant to have a girlfriend. And don't mind my floor. That's not nothing crazy. I've been living like fixing my life. So a lot of stuff I'll spill something and just be like, oh, F it. I'll clean it. I just was, but this is how sometimes, man, things get dirty and ugly before it get beautiful. And you can't be scared, like, family, because God's going to bless you with an increase. And I'm just saying, meet God halfway. Meet God halfway. Like, instead of me trying to clean the floors and scrub the floors and stuff, my mom going to do all that anyway. But this right here, as of today, has to come down. I'm still going to use this mirror. I'm just going to probably sit it over here. And I'm going to use it because it's certain things I use mirrors for that a lot of y'all don't. And we're going to talk about that some other day. But mirrors are helpful. They're useful. But I just wanted to show you. I don't know why I wanted to cut the camera on and just talk about the room real quick, because I'm doing a cleanse at the end of the day. And a big part of that, like I said, is pulling this mirror down. These could stay for now because my mom bought them. This is her room at the end of the day, family. My whole goal is to get rich and move out, period. You know what I'm saying? My mom got a boyfriend, and when I moved back here, he was kind of sleeping in here sometimes. I guess when they would have, you know what I'm saying, disagreements, he'll come sleep in here. And when I came back from North Carolina, I felt like I kind of just plunged myself into the situation. And that kind of is like a no-no, because as I leave, as I try to ascend, and as I try to grow, one thing we forget, young men out here, is that the situation is changing as you leave. You know the saying, move your feet, lose your seat. People are positioning themselves to get comfortable where you're leaving in. Mom's trying to have a life, like baby boy said. You know what I'm saying? This trying to happen, that's trying to happen. And when you come back, your mom might make this mistake of letting you come back. But the coming back is not necessarily a good idea. Sometimes, a lot of the times. The good idea is to grind your what off. I don't care if you got a 9 to 5. Now, I ain't gonna lie, it was hard for me to just stay down south and just stack them checks, even though I was getting like 900 a week. I mean, every 2 weeks. If it was a week, I would have stayed. Because I'm telling y'all, family, I don't know if this was Satan or not. As soon as I got hired, the checks went from weekly to bi-weekly. Like, I had a job down there at Auntie Anne's, and I worked there for about 2-3 months. And it was bi-weekly checks. So you get paid every 2 weeks. Okay, I'm making 700, 800 every 2 weeks. But then I got to pay rent every month. And then I wasn't seeing a lot of that money. So I would be working weeks, 2 weeks, not touching the check. Like, and then when I finally got fired from there, then I'm walking in the mall, I just got fired. Security guard comes up to me, hey, we're hiring, okay, bet. I'm gonna do it. So he, picked me up stuff, we cool, tell me I need to get a haircut, need to do this, need to do that. And I'm like, hey, yo, okay, I need to, if I want to stay down south, I need to, stay on top of this next job. So I got a little money, whatever. I Uber to the job and to the place that I needed to go for training, and I did all this stuff. Got hired. I was in there. You got to work a week in a hole. Did you get paid? Finally, I get paid, small check, but they say you get paid every week. Soon as I get paid, they come talking to me. Oh, well, we about to start. It's about to change, and we about to get paid every 2 weeks now. Now, for them, that was good news because they've been getting paid every week, and they've been getting paid the 500 every week. But now it's going up to 1,000 for a lot of them, especially the people who've been working there for years. They're going to get paid over $1,000 every 2 weeks. So for them, that was like, okay. I mean, if I'm getting paid 500 every week, I'm basically getting paid 1,000 every 2 weeks. So for them, it wasn't that serious, but it was still beautiful. Like, okay, I'd rather see this $1,000 check. I'd rather look at my check and see $1,000 in there than any. And I guess that was like a reverse thing. But for me, it was like, man, I just came from a job making. I just came from a job making $750 and $800, working my off, and they still. Now I'm doing this. I'm looking forward, family, to getting paid $500 every week, because I'm like, I'll be able to stack more that way in my mind, because if the rent, I got to pay about 500 or 600 every 2 weeks. I mean, every month. So if I'm getting 4 checks in a month, I'm basically getting 1,500, and then that other 500 is going towards the rent. So I felt like that would have felt more accommodating for my soul, because the other way, it felt like I was always losing, even though it's kind of the same amount. It had a slick way, family, of me feeling like I was coming out of pocket every time. And I'm the type of person, I'm like, okay, I'm down here, you feel me? I'm not gonna like say no. Like if they say the rent is this much this month, I'm gonna just give it, because I'm not gonna care. Because I'm that type of person. I'm like, if I'm living with y'all, obviously I'm trusting y'all at a certain point. And I'm not a fool, but same time I'm watching too. I'm like, I do kind of owe this because I remember this off of that. So I'm like sizing it up too and looking, but same time, I just know that money stack better when you're organized, just like anything else in life, family. When you know what you're doing and what you want to do, you don't worry about, oh, somebody's trying to rip me off, somebody's trying to jip me, or I gotta pay rent. Like, you're like, no, I'm prepared to pay this rent. I'm a grown man. I know where it's coming from. And that's kind of how I was handling that situation. And this is kind of why I feel like my spirit kind of got broke when I came back to, my hometown, because my mom was giving me high negative energy and acting like, oh, you know what I'm saying? You can't do this. You don't know how to do this. And, always trying to treat me like a little boy. But at the end of the day, it's like, you don't even realize I was just really holding my own down there. But I noticed that, okay, I'm to the point now, family, where I'm like, people are not going to give you your flowers, especially people who've been working all their life. They just going to look at you like you're a little boy. Or it's like going from middle school to varsity basketball and expecting the seniors to think that you're better or good. It's like expecting validation from a senior. It's like expecting validation. You're not valid to them because they put in way more pain. And so I started to look at my mom like that, like, okay, like I can't really, no matter how old I get, y'all been doing this for forever, working at CT Transit, working at the hospital. Y'all been putting in real work. So I don't even want to make the comparison at all. But really what I do want to do is make the non-comparison and do my own thing so much that people got to respect my lane, because having people tell you what to do literally makes you broke. Even if they telling you to go get money, because that's not what, can I tell another grown man to go get money? I can't, because that's against nature. But see, moms and sons have this insidious internal relationship where they telling you what to do, but it's keeping you broke. And you can't, it's right under your nose, That's why you're broke. Because it's like a sleight of hand. It's like, you should have joined the army. You should have. It's like, well, you're really killing my spirit, because instead of telling me what I should have done, you're not being respectful and coming at me in a way where you recognize that maybe today he's living in the moment, and maybe today he's living in today instead of in his past. And you're coming to me today, bringing up the past, and they lose track of that. That's why you got to be able to detach. You got to be able to stay. Okay, they coming with that BS. I know what I came to do. I know what I'm doing. You got to stay in your zen. You know what I'm saying? And so I've learned as a man, don't let nobody intrude. You know, you got to know the difference between when you see a person who's, it could be your family or just a beautiful face. You got to know the difference between when someone talking to you, are they trying to nitpick? Are they trying to nip at what are they doing? Like, you know, like where are they coming from? Like, because some things be in a gray area and you really can't call it. And when I really can't call it, I'm just not going to call it. I'm just not going to call it. I'm just going to look at it. Okay, I can't figure that out, where they really coming from. Either I'm going to lead it somewhere, or I'm going to leave it. I'm either gonna leave it or lead it. I'm never going to exert too much energy on what people think or what people opinion, because I just think that's the goal of A, breaking you, and B, breaking your pockets. Like, it's no rich people who care what I think. I can't name not one. Even if I comment on their YouTube channel, they're not gonna see it, because they understood that they have to maintain a frequency of pushing forward and never to the left, never to the right, and never back. So whenever you're communicating with people, family, remember, you're lowering your vibration. Whenever you're sharing food, eating people food, whenever you're talking to people, whenever you're relating, or you want to feel heard, or you want to feel, in my opinion, that's the talk of a broke person. That's the language of a broke person. When you're winning, family, when you're truly happy, you don't want people to feel where you're coming from. So I notice as I create videos day in and day out, I notice like, okay, on these days, the reason why people have creators block is because they be trying to make the perfect video. And what is that doing? Instinctually, inadvertently making you broke. And it's breaking your soul at the same time. It's breaking your heart and then your pockets, because you need heart to make money. See, people think back in the day you had to have heart to get the food. You had to be brave, because if you didn't fight for the food, you wouldn't get the food. Now, online, people think it's different because we're up to date. It's the same thing. You have to have heart to eat. So you have to be able to be strong. And that's the thing. Like, then nobody said it was just physical mass of strength. You got to be smart, strong. Your mind got to be strong too. I could outsmart somebody and get the food. I could make this happen with my mental smarts. See, a lot of the game is people outsmarting you. It's not even about the physical at all. Because people could break you. And I noticed about myself, the reason why I'm on a vengeance is because people was breaking me systematically. Like my boss, when I was leaving from the security job, I was like, yeah, I want to do YouTube anyway. Like, I wasn't talking crap, but I kind of was, like, low key. He was like, yeah, well, I heard that you need a certain amount of subscribers to even start getting paid. So he was basically trying to talk me back into the slavery, but he was like, at the same time, I know more than you about what you trying to do. That's how it felt to me. Like, and this is why older people are able to dominate younger people, because they typically are more experienced and do know more about what you're trying to do than what you're trying to do. Even with YouTube to this day, I'd be like, okay, let me go ahead and look at some people who are YouTube coaches that help me be a better YouTuber, because I'm not as tactical, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, let me tighten up on it and never be afraid of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because we all get better at our own pace. older than I believe, quote unquote, I should be when it comes to getting off the porch and growing up and developing and blossoming. But guess what? I did this with no father. I did this with odds stacked against me. Because it's not just the no father, it's also the type of mother you got. Some people don't got no father, but their mother is calm as a cucumber, cool as a cucumber. Some of us, we have double trouble, triple trouble. Your whole family, your neighborhood, and it's stacked up on top of things. So it's like, I'm not here to make a pacifier for people, but I'm just here to say, like, I'm never going to let nobody tell me about me, because I like comments. I love comments. You know what I'm saying? Comments can be very soothing when people, comment on your stuff. Okay, bet, I'm having some traffic. But it's like, that's what the only thing about YouTube that's odd, because nobody's going to comment if they don't care what you're talking about. So the more value you bring to people, the more they got, they want to chime in. But it's like, it's a thin line between you even being able to really communicate with somebody and then you becoming so famous that you no longer feel like you have to communicate with them same people. Now, that's the weird part, I would say, the oddity, because a lot of people, they do forget the people who was 100 from the beginning. I feel like I respect the YouTubers who don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I know YouTubers who they grow and they still are tapped in. Like, oh, I remember the first people. You got to remember the first people. Those are the people who helped you, bro. Those are the people who really probably care more than, some strangers. But, you know, a good person, in my opinion, family, is always going to remember, like, okay, they don't take things too serious. Like I said, cool as a cucumber. Like, if I comment on somebody post when they was at a certain amount of subscribers and they responded, and then they reach a certain point and then they don't respond again the same way they responded, it's because their life is transitioned. That's like expecting the dead man to still be talking to you. He's busy. He's somewhere else. Like, you can't really expect the same type of acknowledgement. And like I said, traumatization is weaponized nowadays. Like, people think that, because trauma is in the eye of the beholder. So if a girl reject that guy, he get traumatized. If she reject me, I just see it as just another day. And so, like, this is where it's like everything is everything, like Lauryn Hill said. Like, you can't take nothing serious. Even the death of a family member is like, you think you can't get over it. Like, my therapist say this all the time. Like, he thought he couldn't get over his mom passing away. He thought he couldn't live. Like, and I understand that for myself too. Like, yo, that's like people joke about taking away your best friend, da da da. Like, oh, that's my best friend. But that's one of them things, is like a low blow. Like, you can't really replace that person. And everybody knows it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. Everybody got them people, you feel me? Certain people. But I'm just saying, like, when it come to growing, it's no holds barns. Like, it's literally growth is growth. It's science at that point. It's science. Your growth is personal. It's personal. Like, you're there's like grinding. That's like your instinctive parts of yourself is personal. Like, some things are personal. Like, you know what I'm saying? How hard you about to go, family, ain't as hard as I'm about to go, and as hard as y'all about to go ain't as hard. Like, y'all next video may be y'all best video. It's all personal, but it's very, very impersonal too, because I could be like, I don't care at all, and then still make my best video because I loosened up and I wasn't as uptight, and I loosened up. People see the video, the most unexpected videos was the one. This guy was just unscrewing his mirror off his wall and touched 10K likes. What? That's a dream, right? It's like a dream. Like, I think that you're upgrading your life when life starts to feel like a dream. When you're in unfamiliar territory, it's like, dang, that's crazy. I don't deserve this. Yo, family, I'm about to get out of here though, because at the end of the day, I don't know what y'all got out of this video, but whatever it is, it's 11:11. I mean 1:11, whatever, 1:11. 1:11 in the morning. Stay prayed up. Put God first. That's what I do. Never was an extremely religious man, but I've stumbled across these shores and I have found that I can swim. See, a lot of young people be scared of God because that's too much information for a young kid. Like, you trying to teach me all this stuff at age 4 about a white man with a long beard? Like, what? I don't care yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't even make sense. But I can speak for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, now I see other value just besides the imagery or things of that nature, and that makes me feel more connected, makes it feel more important. And so it's different for everybody. So I would never push religion on nobody. But not in that way. I would present it, but it's just, I wouldn't push it on you because it's something that you have to actually want. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need to be told. Nah, we kind of do. But like we need water and stuff like that. Like, we kind of do, but it's just like instinctually we still get thirsty, right? Then I don't got to tell you. You're going to be like, Baba, Baba. Yeah, because you know what's going on, right? So that's why my videos be kind of odd, in my opinion, because I'm just scrambling, but I'm really speaking some real stuff. If you really stick with it, it's like, if you stick with it, you'll grow with me, because that's what I'm doing. My stuff be internal dialogue. Stuff you might think, but you're not really talking. And so I'm just doing this until I'm able to vlog better stuff for y'all. And that's coming real soon. I think God punished me because he knew, he like, yo, you had plans before all of this stuff. Sometimes he'll send you out into the wilderness, into the world, where you can eat all the donuts you want. Like, when I was working at Auntie Anne's, I could eat any amount of pretzels all day. Like, you said you was a vegan, but look at where you at and look at what you eating. You said you was a vegan, but look at what you eating. You cheating. You know what I'm saying? I working with my cousin. I said, yo, can we could eat one of these? It started like that. I'm gonna tell you how it started. Yo, we could. I said, I seen him eat one. I said, we could just eat these, bro. Think about it. When I was a young kid, we all loved them pretzels in the mall. So I was already inclined to cheating on my vegan diet at that point. And my cousin just ate one in front of me. I'm like, we could eat these? He's like, yeah, you just got to go in the back and you just can eat, and then you come back onto the front. I'm like, bro, bet. You know what I'm saying? But it starts real small like that. Take something real small, get you hooked, then you just eating, bro. See, it's like Satan knew, like, hey, he's gonna be a good vegetarian as long as it's easy for him. But let's put him in a place or a position where he feels crazy. because he don't really got the money yet to support himself. It was just a crazy situation. Like, so I'm just saying, it's like I said, you'll get beaten up until you realize, like, hey, hard work is the one way that's gonna pay straight up. You know, all that favoritism stuff. People loved you when you was a kid. They thought you was adorable, magazine kid and stuff. And then they want to help you still today. But then when y'all link up, it always mess up because y'all not really, it's not that era. The whole time era is different. Y'all going off of past memories. Like, I love my family, of course, but I'm aware now through trial and error that, you know, I'm not putting my life in nobody's hands. It's either going to be me, and if it's ever anybody, it's going to be a trusted friend or maybe my mom, if, you know what I'm saying, I'm not on my feet yet. But it ain't going to be no grandparent, no, because I don't got that type of, like, feel me? It ain't going to be nobody, my sister, you feel me? She already made it known, like, you can't live with me, da 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 da. And I had to respect it. Even I ain't like it. I didn't think it wasn't, you feel me? I would allow my sister to live with me, but it'd be like, okay, it's rules. That's it. It's like, I'm the good guy. You can live with me. It's just gonna be some rules. Doesn't mean you even gotta have a job necessarily, but you're going to be doing something that is making sure you're trying to get better, basically. And I think that for me, people lost that trust. They felt like, oh, he's just gonna try to live here and not, you know what I'm saying, put his best foot forward. And that's totally the case until it's not the case. Until you actually see that, hey, life is just like not sitting still for nobody. It's moving. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't move with it, it's going to get rolled over you because that's just nature. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand nature better, and you'll work. You'll learn that, hey, even if I'm not doing that 9 to 5 they told me to do, whatever I choose, I'm going to push to the limits because this is just beautiful at the same time. Like, it's what you want, what you chose. You feel me? As you grow, you start to learn that what you choose matters. What you choose matters. What you don't choose matters. It may not matter to you, but it matters to the world. So it should matter to you. So every decision, every choice when you're 24 hours in your days, start to up your respect, like, for yourself. Like, okay, bet. Either I'm about to argue or I'm about to make 10 videos. Like, which one? Like, because at the end of the day, you're going to feel drained. And you're going to feel stupid if you choose the left one. If you choose the right one, you're still going to feel drained, but in a positive way, at least. You get to smile as your video's uploading and stuff like that. It's just decisions. And it's how many times you making that decision in a row. And don't let the devil talk you out of that. You won't have nothing to show for it if you allow him to do it. A lot of people was on the right path. They just wasn't dedicated enough. You won't believe the amount of people who was on the right path, but they just didn't have enough gas in the tank to push to them levels. You know, overlooking and forgetting the fact that life is everything is a competition. And in this life, they tell you that it's not. They say, oh, no, it's not competition. Just worry about yourself. True. It's no competition in your own lane. Okay, yeah, we could go there too. But in many cases, you're still on earth and you're still a part of society. You're still a part of the world. So, like, you don't think that you're not going to reap the benefits off of your actions. You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. Like, so, like, just go hard. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't tell nobody to do that because nobody couldn't tell me to do it. I was too young and I could not see why. If you can't see why, you might even try. I had people tell me, yeah, bro, this, that. And okay, bet I'm about to get on my ish, go harder. But how long does that not wear off? How long does it take for that to wear off? Besides you saying to yourself, hey, nobody don't got to tell me this because it's internal. I feel this way already. No, that's a different type of grind that's going to come out of that. So I said a lot in this video, family. Like, comment, subscribe. I wish that I didn't go this long in this video because it's not something I feel like people want to, listen to. But, you know, dedication is dedication. So even work on your days off. Like, work on it, just do it. Um, it's not supposed to feel good, and it don't always feel bad, but take it for what it is. If somebody give you $100 bill and it got some old coffee on it, are you not gonna take that $100? I might say to myself, I don't know, especially if it's coming from somebody who's always on BS. But just because it got some tea on it, right? So just because you do something and it's not perfect, it's not your best. Learn to stick with it. Learn to stick with it. That's what I've learned too. Like, man, like, you get one life, so everything not gonna be the way you want it to look or be. And so you gotta really just be like, okay, adopt this mindset in them times. Hey, if I was to lose it all and then become in a worse position and then watch somebody on YouTube or somewhere doing exactly what I was doing, but making it work, how would I feel? Because you would feel like you ruined your life. You would feel like you're messing up. You would feel like you cheated yourself, like you would feel stupid, basically. And that's okay to feel stupid sometimes, but you only feel stupid, family, because that's your moment of clarity for you to clean that up and to look at it again and say, hey, I'm ungrateful somewhere on this spectrum. I'm ungrateful. I had everything the next person had, and that next person didn't take it the way I took it. And sometimes you got to accept that loss. But then if God bless you, which he probably 9 times out of 10, opportunities come all the time when you're really a part of that grind like that. Like I was talking about women earlier with y'all, like they're out here and the opportunities are endless. But you can't see it from that other perspective. It's almost as if it's just little old you and everybody is doing their own thing. And you're bothering people from that one energy. But from the other energy that you get into, it feels as though it's nothing but terrain with a horde of women all over it. And all you got to do is spend more time with one of them. And that one that you give extra time to is going to like you more. And that couldn't be farther from the truth. And so life is funny. I keep telling you, it's very weird and odd. Just because it's science and we can't explain science. Even if we use science to explain science, it's still, why is it that what it is? So you never get to the root. And so because you never get to the root, you have to just see it as what it is. You got to accept it what it is. Like, okay, but this is what the game is like. Okay, I'll take it for what it is. Like I said, it's still that $100 bill. It just got some coffee on it. The coffee is meant to distract you, and it's meant to get you in your feelings. So you judge it, and then you lose the $100. Then you can't get on the train to go to the next city to meet that famous person to better your life. So, it's a story. If it's a story, then how can I ever see it at all? Because somebody looking at it from another angle and seeing that way, and somebody's engulfed into it and still carrying around their third grade mindset, and they don't see it that way. And so they're two different perspectives, two different eyesights, two different angles, two different looks. Both are crazy to the other person. You ain't gonna take that $100, bro. You tripping, bro. You need that, bro. Da, da, da. The other person's like, nope, I don't want the $100. I don't know if I need it. Da, 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 da. This is why it's so important to communicate with other people who see things differently than you without getting in your feelings, because they might see it different. And if you know the person ain't an idiot, then it could help you. But you will never know somebody's not an idiot if you judge people and don't let them to act themselves out. You don't give people a chance. You don't communicate with people. You don't vibe out with people. You don't vibe as deeply, because you gotta let people. You gotta be a communitist or whatever they call it. Like, I might think I don't like a girl, it's just because I ain't talked to her enough. It'd be some girls that ain't even that attractive, but I see them on YouTube doing their thing. I'm like, bro, she really got a cute style. Like, at the end of the day, like, her style is so cute. Like, that is like, it can make somebody. You could still would want to have sex with her. Like, if the time was right and the situations, you would still probably do that, because she's special in a way that another woman just isn't. Most women just ain't special in that particular way, and that's kind of sexy. And so it's literally what you're seeing. That's why you'll see a girl with a guy and like, how did this guy get that girl? It's because it's just like, it's something about him that she really liked. And so it's like, that's why it's weird. Is it like, life is weird and it's crazy because it's particular. It's very, very detailed. Like, it's art. So even self-doubt is like, it goes very deep. It goes very deep. Trauma, very, very deep. Make sure you get it all out of you, because it grows. If you only leave a little bit, it could grow again. Cleanse your whole body, because the parasite can still mess with you if you don't get that last one. This isn't just something this is a lifestyle. Everything be lifestyles. You want to learn how to get women, but you just want to watch 5 videos and then go back. It's a lifestyle. See, the great man, in my opinion, is the man who could capture multiple skills in this one lifetime, because he understands, like, it's 24 hours in a day. He gonna break it down, and then he gonna say, okay, bet, let me make sure I'm getting a little of this in. I know I need to do this. And you'll literally start to manipulate your life to the point where you're like, dang, I'm really getting good at this over here, and I'm only putting 3 hours or 2 hours in a day at this. But this is why shadow work worked for me, because I realized, like, I gotta blend it down. Like, I gotta kind of like make it edible, because I won't want to do something every day if I tell myself to do it every day. Like, I'll get bored. It'll start feeling redundant, and then I'll feel like anxiety and claustrophobia. So it's like, I'll have to do like 20 minutes here, and then not at all no more for the rest of the day. Then maybe an hour tomorrow, and then maybe 5 minutes tomorrow, the next day. It just gotta be like a little off, because life is weird. So I need a weird, sometimes it has to be weird for me. It feels more comfortable, if it's odd and just spontaneous. A lot of my life I lived spontaneously, so that's why I learn in a spontaneousness. It's more of an adventure. It feels like it gets more into my core, into my gut when I'm learning it spontaneously like that. But then sometimes I need routine. So sometimes I need routine. So sometimes structure. So it'd be like I have to pinpoint the days. Okay, I'm gonna do this here. I'm gonna do that. I get real bored with stuff. So I have to literally figure it out as I go. And as I figure it out as I go, it gets beautiful because then what I find is inadvertently I'm developing the ability to not figure it out as I go, but to figure it out as I stay. And consistency grows from the inconsistency, and then consistency. Just like all the alive people gotta die and all the dead people gotta become alive. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's like that's what it be. Literally just from one side to the other side. And man, like I said, like this is why when we get older, you be like, I never thought I'd be able to talk to 20 girls at once. Where did this skill come from? Bro, it's because like it's just your time to have that skill. You know what I'm saying? Don't get too happy, but embrace it. Everybody talk about stoicism. They don't know what it is and where it comes from. Every man is a little stoic. Every human has the ability. You know what I'm saying? If your energy is in the right space and your thoughts and mindset is in the right space when something's happening, you're not going to be, you might even feel total bliss, total happiness, but you're not going to allow your energy to be pushed and shoved like that. Because your gravity, it's just not push. It's not easy to push you like that. The emotions can't push that like that. Your gravitational pull is present. It's all right here in this moment. I'm the only vlogger that could vlog without showing their face. I mean, a lot of people could do it, but I like doing it. Especially when I'm living in this house. I think when I finally on the beach and moving around, just different, man. Different for me. I'm gonna look back on today and be like, man, I remember I was sitting at the edge of my bed. I knew I was about to be great, but like, just because I never did it before, it's always gonna be that feeling like, nah. My mom kept asking me for $500 and it's annoying the hell out of me. And it's like, I told her, Mom, I'm about to get rich. What are you talking about? Stop asking me for my check. You acting like I'm not gonna pay you. Yeah, like I'm not gonna be the one that give you money for no reason. Like, stop asking me stupid stuff. I'm just telling y'all, this is odd. This is odd. Vlogging can be very, very odd. It can be odder than you think because there's certain moments where you realize that I am only just talking. But it matters how I talk to myself. Every little thing matters. We lived, however old we are, many years of talking to ourselves in our heads and talking to our friends and cousins. And when you realize that, hey, now I'm talking to a camera and when I upload it, I'm going to be talking to everybody, it's a little weird. Because whoever said we needed privacy to be alive? You know what I'm saying? Like, you might have been given privacy for way too long. You know what I'm saying? Too much privacy. You didn't measure it because you're used to having that like that. But when you measure it, you're like, wait, hold on. Health, it might be healthier to not have a lot of privacy all the time. It might be healthier to just be like free in that energy. Like when you see like little baby or like the baby get on the stage and just all the people watching, it's like, man, like that's healthy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Get some fresh air. Like, that's why I like comments though, to bring it full 360. That's the only reason I really like comments, because it's like, talk to me. Tell me what you think. If you think I was talking about some garbage, then let me know. If you think I was saying something great, let me know. Whatever it is, just let me know. Communication, rule the nation. Communication, rule the nation. So talk to me, you know what I'm saying? I can't be scared of myself because that's all I got. You know what I'm saying? See, people be different when they by themselves than when they're around other people. That's why I was saying it's weird. It's weird because when you catch somebody by themselves, they're humble and they're almost better somehow. You catch them around a group of people and they're just some freaking villain or monster. And I really don't want to be that guy. I really want to be real forever. Or if we didn't call it real, I guess it's both could be real, but it's just like, I just want to be 100. Straight up. That's the point of growing and getting older. I like, man, like, everybody's bound to try to be something they not at least once. Let's be honest. That is the humanistic nature, to explore life and try new things. And it's like, well, that wasn't for me. That wasn't for me. Hey, so talking to myself be beautiful too. Like, it'd be more beautiful than talking to other people. Cause you be hoping people gonna understand what you saying. Like, that hope needs to be gone in order for me to be totally at peace. Just like when you die, you probably like, oh, thank God, I'm gone. I don't gotta care what nobody talking about or think about what I think about thinking about, or talk about what I talk about talking about. That's why shadow work be so crazy, because it's like, yo, are people even supposed to feel where I'm coming from for real? Like, are they even supposed to? Like, I don't think they supposed to. The way subconsciously you be expecting or thinking they supposed to. You know what I'm saying? So your maturity be on the line and it be stuck and blocked because subconsciously you think people always gotta feel where you're coming from. And in all reality, your life would be 10 times better if they never felt where you were coming from, not once. They might look from a distance and wish they felt how you felt, but they don't know. And they don't even care. They only think they care because you've been babying them with enmeshment for too long. So they think they care about what you care about. Psychedelically, they think now, oh, it's like when you get in a relationship with somebody, all of a sudden, they moving different. Because they think that we're on the same page. And we don't have to be on the same page because you like me more when we wasn't on the same page. So I noticed the things that sacrifice your attraction, and it gets sacrificed right under your nose very quickly. As soon as you relate to who likes you, they stop liking you because they can't see it that way, that original way. Like, people like things they can't touch, things they can't smell, things they can't feel. They like when you're controversial. They like when you're crazy. They like when you're like, reason why women like men is because we're not women. And it sounds so duh. It sounds like a duh, but it's like, nah. Not today, it's not a duh. It's a duh because that's the organic way of it. But opposites attract. That's not a duh. And not in today, like I said, where guys are raised by mom and girls are raised by dad. It's not a duh. And I'm an explanationist. I like to explain a lot of stuff because it makes me feel happier when I explain stuff. Because it's like, oh, well, we don't ever got to go through this again. Confusion is trauma. It's hurt. It's pain. It's pain. You know what I'm saying? I lived a long life of not knowing things. Like, why does this have to be like too many whys? It's just too many whys. You know what I'm saying? Why do we got to eat popcorn and stuff? Hot sauce. And like, what the hell is a hot sauce? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's good, but it's like, what is it? So it's like, you know, too many of that, too much mystery. And like, growing up, I just feel like everything is odd. Like, watching Nickelodeon Slime Time, like, it was cool at the moment, but it was still like, why? What is that? Like, what the hell? Where are we living in hell? You know what I'm saying? Are we living in, is this real? Am I dreaming or what? Like, am I living in someone else's imagination? Rolling over watching Freddy Krueger on TV and I'm a little kid. I'm like, this guy is fucking, I mean, excuse my French, but this guy is crazy. I know it's a animation, but at the same time, this is somebody's psyche we watching. Somebody's evil creative mind, just very sinister. Maybe I'm too sensitive. I don't know. But I was a kid. And so now that I'm older, it's like, you know, I wouldn't even, I don't know. I say I wouldn't let my kids watch this and that, but I don't think I would. You feel me? I stand on it, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know if that made me worse or better. You know what I'm saying? I think that movies do give you trauma early. I'm saying I do think that, you know what I'm saying? Like, but at the same time, if you don't see nothing ugly, it's tricky because how you gonna be prepared for the worst? Like, I think that pain tolerance is a thing. So if you don't never feel no pain, then you're gonna overreact when you feel pain. You know what I'm saying? I think that that's one of the things that people liked about me when I was younger, is that you know, like, oh, he seemed like he been through something. Like, we don't know what it is, but it seemed like something. Like, you know, they make people not mess with you because, you know, you're marked. You've been through something. Life just weird in general. I don't know if y'all can agree. It's weird because it's our first time here as we could remember. And then it's like, I don't know. We just, I do better when I shut up. I'm sure y'all can tell. I do better when I shut up. People would think I'm crazy, bro. There's nothing wrong with my mental. My mental is my mentality. Mental controls the mentality. I'm just a little lonely. You know what I'm saying? The more people I talk, but it's weird, like I said. So it's like, the more people I talk to, I will be better. Because the knowledge that you obtain alone is obviously going to be different than the knowledge you obtain in a circle. So I do work on my friendships. I do work on, you know, talking to people every other day. I try to stay in certain conversations and talk because I know that what aloneness can do. You know what I'm saying? I see it as a toxin. Too much of that ain't good. So I try to chop it up with certain folks and just keep my mind moist. If that didn't sound right, then it didn't sound right. But keep my mind, oiled up, because I want to be able to not fall into these long conversations like this at the end of the night when it's going on 2 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, boredom ain't a good thing, man. I don't think so. I mean, you don't gotta run from it or nothing like that, but it's not, it's not. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think about boredom. Some people lose their mind in boredom. But like I said, I think remedies for that is just stay busy, create a daily schedule, like I always say, and just communicate to the people who actually are 100 and feel like, hey, this person right here is my brother, or, this person right here, I respect this person. Like, don't talk to people who don't respect you. You'll save a lot of time, but it's not about the saving of the time. It's about what you do with the accumulation of the time, with the opportunity of that, I remember I'm going to say this before I go. Remember I was going to Job Corps, or coming back home from Job Corps, New Hampshire to be exact. And I was on the bus. Same type of feeling I got when I was on the Greyhound coming from North Carolina back here. But it was better when I was younger and going to New Hampshire. And we was on the highway, and I just remember looking at the poster boards on the highway, and I just remember like having this zen feeling, this feeling of total tranquility. And I'm like, man, like, I'm a traveler. Like, was never meant to be in a city. Was never meant to grow up in, I was never, my beginnings are what they are, but they're not what it is what it is with that. But I feel like, man, like, it was much more to life when I was on that road. And I'm like, man, like, life is actually really beautiful. And you will not experience it by being lazy. So it's a beautiful thing, man. Even just being on the highway, a bus full of people who you really don't know that well. They people from your new school, you don't know them too well, but y'all know each other enough, and it's just y'all on the highway, and it's just a vibe. Like, I'm traveling right now, like, it's very healthy energy. Then you get to your little town and you realize that you're in hell. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we gotta move around, man. We can't not be out here feeling like that. Gotta move around. Even if you're in your room right now, do 10 jumping jacks. I ain't gonna do 10 jumping jacks right now, but I'm about to post this video, so I'm gonna see y'all a little later, man. Like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy. I'm gone, man. What the? Let me know if you came over a boy crib and you seen this on the is that hair? Let me pick that up, bro. Alright. You seen this on the on the rug. Like, are you gonna think that he used the bathroom, or are you gonna think that he dropped some food? Or are you gonna think about it at all? I don't think a lot of y'all women gonna think about it at all. But man, I'm gonna see you on the next video, man. I'm gone. Peace.